Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we unpack the confusing world of corporate filing so you don't have to. Today, we're diving into something that might sound a little dry, but trust me, it's got some interesting bits about how things are done behind the scenes. We're looking at Donegal Group Incorporated's latest report, and specifically, let's see if there is anything brewing that affects the folks who own their stock. And hey, before we get into the nitty-gritty, if you like getting these decoded just for you, make sure you're subscribed. Also, we have a Discord community brewing with fellow corporate nerds, linked in the description below, so come hang out. Alright, so what we've got here is a Form 8K filing from Donegal Group Incorporated. Think of an 8K as a special report that companies have to file when something pretty significant happens that the public should know about outside of their regular quarterly or annual reports. It's like a heads-up bulletin. This particular filing is from the 16th of October 2025. The company itself, Donegal Group Incorporated, is an insurance company. They provide property and casualty insurance products. They operate in different segments and they have different classes of stock, like Class A and Class B common stock, which are traded on the Nasdaq. Now, the main event in this filing is in T, a massive financial statement crunching spree, but rather their announcement of a press release. This press release, dated the 16th of October 2025, is what they re-choosing to highlight here. So, we need to figure out what was so important in that press release that they felt the need to signal it to the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, and to all of us. This filing tells us that on the 16th of October 2025, the company issued a press release. Without seeing the actual press release itself, the 8K filing is a bit like getting a summary of a summary. However, the fact that they are attaching this press release as an exhibit and incorporating it by reference means it contains information they believe is material to investors. Companies use these press releases often to announce important news like financial results, major business developments, or significant management changes. Since this is an 8K, it's likely something beyond the usual quarterly updates that would warrant this immediate announcement. Perhaps it's a strategic partnership, a new product launch that's expected to significantly impact their business, or maybe even some news about their executive team. Often these press releases are designed to give a positive spin, so the real trick is to read between the lines and see what the numbers or the lack of specific numbers might be telling us. Companies choose to file an 8K to ensure timely disclosure of material information, preventing any insider trading advantages and maintaining transparency with shareholders. It signifies a commitment to keeping the market informed about significant events that could influence the company's value. Looking at the registered securities, we see their Class A common stock and Class B common stock. Both have a par value of 1 cent, which is quite common. The significance here for investors is understanding how these different classes of stock might have different voting rights or dividend preferences. Though in this filing, there is no specific detail provided on that distinction beyond their trading symbols and where they are listed. The key takeaway is that these are the securities that are publicly traded and therefore subject to these disclosure requirements. The report is signed by Jeffrey D. Miller. He holds a pretty important title, Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. This means he's a key figure in managing the company's finances and ensuring these reports are filed correctly and accurately. His signature here is a formal acknowledgement of the company's responsibility for the information contained in this report. Now, when we look at a filing like this, especially an 8K, which is often used to flag important updates, we want to know what the story is. Given that this is primarily about a press release and Donegal Group Incorporated is in the insurance business, we'd be looking for news that could impact their financial stability, their market share, or their future growth prospects. For instance, if the press release announced better than expected earnings, that would be a strong positive signal. Conversely, if it detailed a significant new risk or a hit to their reserves, that would be a red flag without the full text of the press release. This 8K acts more as a pointer, letting us know that something happened on the 16th of October that the company deemed noteworthy enough for this level of official reporting. It's a clue that suggests digging deeper into their communications around that date is probably a good idea. In the insurance industry, things like market conditions, interest rates, and the frequency of claims all play a massive role. A press release on this date could relate to anything from a new insurance product introduction targeting a growing market niche to an update on their financial reserves following a period of significant weather events potentially impacting their claims payouts, or even a strategic acquisition intended to expand their geographic reach or product offerings. The fact that it is filed as an 8K means it's probably not just business as usual. It is designed to communicate something that could reasonably be expected to influence an investor's decision. Think about it like this. If a grocery store suddenly announced they were launching a revolutionary new type of bread that was guaranteed to sell out, that is bigger news than just announcing they restocked their usual potato chips. This 8K is the official announcement that Donegal Group has a new revolutionary bread story to tell. So, what is the real impression here? Donegal Group Incorporated is a public company and they are complying with SEC regulations. They retelling us that on the 16th of October, they released news to the public via a press release. The absence of detailed financial tables within this specific 8K filing suggests that the material event being disclosed is likely not a direct sudden financial performance update in terms of raw numbers, but rather a significant corporate event, strategic announcement, or perhaps a regulatory development. If we imagine holding Donegal Group stock, this filing tells us to pay attention to what they said in that press release around mid-October. It's a prompt to investigate further and understand the implications of the news they shared. Is it a growth initiative, a way to mitigate risk? Without that press release content, this 8K is just the headline. And the real story is in the body of the news they chose to broadcast. It is the way they communicate significant happenings to the world, ensuring that everyone has access to the same key information at roughly the same time. It's a mechanism for fairness and transparency in the financial markets. Now, looking at the bigger picture for Donegal back in October 2025, the insurance market is always dynamic. Companies like Donegal are constantly balancing risk and reward, managing their investment portfolios, and adapting to regulatory changes. The information shared in that press release could tie into their long-term strategy to navigate these complexities. It might be an effort to diversify their risk exposure, gain market share in a more profitable segment, or perhaps address any potential headwinds they were facing. Understanding the context of the industry in late 2025 would also be key. Were there major natural disasters that impacted insurers? Was the economic climate pushing demand for certain types of insurance up or down? These external factors would heavily influence the significance of any announcement made by Donegal. This filing is effectively a nod to the market saying, hey, something important happened, go check it out. In conclusion, this 8K filing from Donegal Group Incorporated serves as a notification marker. It points us to a press release issued on the 16th of October, 2025, indicating a material event that the company felt necessary to disclose officially. While this specific document doesn't delve into financial tables, it's a crucial prompt for any investor to seek out that press release and understand the narrative Donegal Group was sharing with the public. The strength of the company hinges on how effectively they manage risks and capitalize on opportunities, and this filing tells us they believe they had something to announce that could impact that. The direction of the company rests on these strategic moves and their ability to communicate them clearly. A notable risk here is obviously derived from the unknown content of the press release without it. We are left to speculate. However, the opportunity lies in what that news might represent, be it growth or a strategic advantage. The clear conclusion is that Donegal is actively managing its public relations and compliance. Alright, that is our quick decode of this Donegal Group filing. What is your take on the significance of an 8K report like this? Do you think companies should always make it easier to find the linked press releases? Drop your thoughts in the comments below if this analysis was valuable. Hitting that like button really helps the channel, and subscribe for more straight up insights into the corporate world. Don't forget to check out the Discord linked in the description to chat with us and other curious minds. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next decode.